Let's get busy.
Live from the Shooting from the Lip studio in Louisville, Kentucky, it's time for Shooting Stars with your hosts Kevin Hale and Greg Unthank.
What is up, everyone? Kevin Hale up in this Shooting from the Lip studio, this house, this palace. What is this? Tuesday night, May 30th. I haven't done a show in 2 days. I actually took the weekend off, Sunday and Monday nights. We took those nights off to all in the name of the holiday. Happy Memorial Day weekend to all of you, to all of our vets, to those who served and made the ultimate sacrifices. May all you soldiers shine on. What's up, Greg Unthank?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. Good.
Huh?
You?
Yeah. Living a dream. Just living a dream.
Living it. I know.
Yeah. And I
Sounds like you had it.
I second that thought on the Memorial Day. Thoughts go out to those who have, given the ultimate sacrifice for the country that we all should be proud to live in, and
regardless of partisanship and
regardless. That's right.
Regardless. So, anything good over the weekend? Did you gig or go fishing?
I did. I didn't go fishing over the weekend. I did a little fishing yesterday. Actually, I actually worked Memorial Day. I chose to work and got off just a tad bit early enough to grab my son, and we went out to our favorite fishing hole and slayed a bunch of fish for the rest of the evening.
The part of me, the comic in me, wanted to go. Does that fishing hole have a name? What's her name? That's what I really want. But no, I didn't want it. That's just respect. You were with the son. I didn't want to play that card. Father and son time. You two love going fishing. I mean, is that the thing you all like to do? I mean, is that your go-to when it's big G and little G's time?
That's what he likes to do the most. I'm the driver, but he's gotten me into it a whole lot more. It's a good thing for us to go fishing, man. We have a good time. I had a great time yesterday. I caught about 18. He caught about 20 or 22, something like that. It's fun.
Was there pictures posted on Facebook? Because if there were, I didn't see any. I just don't.
No
bragging.
No bragging. It's just fun.
So you didn't. I'm guessing you didn't have any gigs this past weekend.
No, I did not. No gigs this past weekend, and got a Brian Fox gig coming up next weekend, next Saturday, out of Gerstl's. Looking forward to that, and then I'll be off on a family vacation, which I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, so is that a Tuesday? You're not gonna be making the show?
That will be a Tuesday. I will not be making the show. Letting you know right now.
Yeah, we'll get that date squared away. Thanks for the heads up, of course.
Unless it's slow at the vacation spot, and I decide to pop in. You never can tell.
Hey, how to call in. You always know how to call in. I think what did I do this past weekend? Go ahead. You got what? Yeah, you got everything memorized or in your contacts and all that stuff. So, tonight, 2 segments, 2 guests. It's ladies' night.
Ladies' night.
Corey Porter is. It looks like she's calling in now. I'm gonna screen her in a second, and she'll be on the first segment, and then Jossie Gomez will be on the second segment. So again, ladies' night. Real quick, go ahead. You know them both.
No, I don't actually. I don't know either one of them.
Oh, really?
I do want to say that Corey is now a friend of mine on Facebook, and it was a long, grueling task, but she finally said, "Okay, I will accept his friend his friending. I will friend him now, and she's a friend of mine on Facebook now. So I'm looking forward to talking.
Nothing is ever official until the internet says it's official.
Right.
So, yeah. But while I'm doing some screening, Greg, give us you mentioned your Brian Fox gig, but give us some of the details for this coming weekend.
Well, it's really the same details as our last gig. We're playing at Gerstl's, and looking forward to that. It'll be Gerstl's the June 9th, and it should be a fun night playing his favorite original tunes. And I'm not sure if Kevin McCreary will be with us or not. I'm really not sure on the details of that. He may be doing a gig with Uncle Cracker. One cool thing coming up soon is Brian also has another gig on July 1st out at Gerstl's, but he's also got a video planned, shooting planned for one of the songs, and I get to be in it in some form or another. I may be I don't know. I don't know what I'll be. That's going to be a challenge, I'm sure, to find a spot for me in a video, of course. But yeah, that's coming up. and also, I want to say I just picked up. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish.
No, I actually, away from the Brian Fox thing, I was going to say that I also picked up a gig with Pat Barris. I'll be playing with him on June 23rd on a Friday, and then I'll do a spare change on the 24th.
Is it Pat's tribute?
No, this will be just kind of a rock thing that he's got going on.
Okay.
I forget the name of it. He needed to fill in, and it's really close to my house, and man, it'd be really fun to play with Pat and the fellas that he's playing with. So I said, heck yeah, man, I think I can swing it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
So there you have it.
There you have. That's the latest and greatest on the Greg Unthank story as it continues to evolve every week. Everyone stay tuned to Greg's reality show. All right. Let's turning on her mic. Finally, your friend, Greg. She's been a friend of mine, but probably not as long as I probably had to wait as well. But nonetheless.
Did you?
Here she is, Corey Porter. Karaoke with Corey.
How's everybody doing?
What's
How
up,
are you?
Corey? Good.
Not a lot, man. I've been painting my dad's shed, believe it or not.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Manual labor.
Quiet night at home. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. How are you guys? How you guys doing?
I'm wonderful.
Good. Greg, are you still laying down?
Yeah, I'm kind of propped up on the pillows, but I was going to ask Corey, I just wanted to say thanks for accepting my friendship on Facebook. And I was wondering for a long time, I was like, okay, she knows all these people that I know. Is someone telling her something about me that...
No, this is my own paranoia. Okay, this comes straight from me, man. I'm very careful with the whole Facebook thing.
Absolutely, and you should be. I'm sure women have to worry about it a lot more than guys do, for sure.
Absolutely. And I'm out there and I'm in the scene and I'm doing the music and you be the front of a band and be a chick, with long brown hair and blue eyes and see what happens. So I'm very careful. But a lot of the people that I know that I've worked with, and they had nothing but nice things to say about you. So I was like, well, cool.
Ooh, boy, friend. I feel better now. But yeah, I figured that as much as far as what you were saying, being careful. I figured that was what was going on.
Yeah.
I'm glad
why are you assuming she was talking about you? You don't think she could have? You don't think why you were assuming she was talking about you? She could have been talking about me. All the nice things.
Well, we were talking about me.
Yeah, we're talking. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's talk, Corey. Corey, you've been doing. Give us a little bio. Where did all this start from, and how did the evolve? How did the Corey story evolve?
Oh wow. The Corey story. Okay, so we want Corey story as far as music goes. Okay, so music is God, it's like my lifeblood. My dad and my dad's father were both heavy into music. I learned my first few keys from my dad's dad. His name was Gene. Okay, Gene Frederick Porter, and he had an organ. Okay, and lived in Plymouth, Michigan. And I was sitting there, I was playing with it, and he came downstairs and he goes, "Hey, look at this." And he went to middle C and did the do re mi thing, and do, a deer, a female deer, all that. And it just kind of exploded from there. I was probably 4 when that happened. And then I started paying attention to my dad, because my dad he's a thespian. He understands music notation, understands music theory, went to school specifically for music, went to a performance school. And he still got, the academic part, but he also got, heavy loads of music and acting and painting and drawing, all the wonderful, the five fine arts. Okay.
The arts. He's into the arts.
Yes, heavily. And I always aspire, whatever I do when it comes to the arts, to be as good as my dad.
Cool.
And he's incredible. He's got a 12-string guitar that he got as a gift for graduating high school, like 6 months before he graduated high school. He calls it Gertrude. It's a Gibson, and it's no longer, you can't buy it anymore. Gibson looks at it as a relic. They'll fix it anytime, and anything is wrong with it, And his voice it's one of those voices that would make angels cry. Okay, it's absolutely incredible. He's better than I could ever wish to be on my best of days. And so when his dad decided to teach me the do re mi thing, he took it from there. And so he started teaching me chords. He started teaching me scales. He hooked me up with a teacher in my local public school at the time. Her name was Patricia Foley, and she will probably tune into this. Hi, Patricia. I love you. And she took it from there. What's up, Patricia? Hey, you're amazing. God, I love you. And she took it from there, and I just exploded into this crazy art form that they call music. It is my lifeblood. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. I wake up every day and start singing, whether it's scales, whether it's recanting the songs that my dad taught me. There's a song that I sing every day, which is Fire and Rain, which is, was James, of course. We love James Taylor. And I sing,
well, is there, hold on. I'm gonna call you out on this. Is there a particular part of the song that just always resonates with you? If we say that song, what is the part of that song that you have to start singing?
You gotta look down upon me, Jesus. You gotta help me make a stand. You just got to see me through another day. My body is aching, my time is at hand. Oh, I won't make it any other way. Whoa, I've seen fire, I've seen rain, I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you, baby, one more time again now.
Ask and I shall receive. I love that.
You got it.
Love it, God.
Oh, yeah, that's great stuff, man. That's my favorite.
Cool.
No, it's amazing, and I was raised with, the folk tunes. I love James Taylor. I love Kingston Trio. I love Neil Diamond, and you name it. I mean, there's a song that's If I Were a Carpenter that most people nowadays probably have no idea what the fuck that is. But it's because of my dad, and it's part of what shaped me into the type of singer I am today. And then there's also the classic rock side, which is my mother. My mom, I'm 30 years old, and my mom is 70.
Such a youngster.
I know, but I hang out with all these people who are like 48 to 60.
Say older. Say old people. Say it.
I like the older crowd. Okay, the young crowd, they don't suit me. They don't suit me usually. They're just.
I thought Eric McEwen was in his 30s.
How old is Eric? I was going to ask you, didn't you play with Eric?
You might want to ask him. I love that guy to death. Love him to death. God, Eric is amazing. He's a good friend, and he's a great bass player, and he can sing, even though he chooses not to.
I hung out with
you to tell, too.
I hung out with Eric all weekend. So I'm kind of having I'm kind of having a withdrawal. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night we were together. So, yeah, he's cool as fuck. So,
Sounds
all right,
like a man crush.
yeah,
He's a
it
great
is.
guy. Great guy.
We'll go there later. But
Cool.
It's Mom. Is it
Mom is
Lucinda?
amazing. Yes.
Is it Lucinda?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You want to know?
She put the classic rock in me, man. She put the classic rock in me. That's where that came from. I have a tattoo that goes across my hips, which is from the Beatles, and it's a specific song and it's a specific part of that song, and it reminds me of my mother. You know, she introduced me to Led Zeppelin. She introduced me to Beatles. She introduced me to
Mom is cool.
Eagles, you name it.
Mom is cool.
You know, Mom is awesome. It was interesting because Dad was a cowboy. You know, he had the folk songs, he had the country songs, and he sings a rock into his soul. But Dad is all soul, you know.
Yeah.
And there's Mom with that rock and roll heart. And so here I am. This is what they made. But Mom, she really drove that rock and roll for me. And so that was the other part of my biography, you know, that shaped me to where I am now. Beatles is a really big drive with a lot of things I do. I know every Beatles song that has ever been made because of my mother.
So I guess you were at Abbey Road on the River this weekend?
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it.
Yeah.
And so she, when she was raising me, and she was dealing with, you know, a female version of her husband. So, and she was a child, so we were talking rambunctious, wild, crazy. And there were things that she would look at me and just say, "Hey, let it be."
Yeah.
You know,
one of the greatest songs ever written, in my opinion.
Oh my God. And so the part that is on my body that I will die with is I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, let it be. I've got it in a ribbon because I'm always reminding myself.
She is
you know?
killing it tonight, Unthank.
Yep.
There's no pulling her strings. She is on fire tonight. I love it.
You've never been serenaded on the show, have you?
No,
Hey, I'm telling you, that's how I am. You know, in my daily life, somebody could say one little tidbit, and there's a song for it that I know a piece of, whether I know the whole thing or just a piece. I'm like, hey, there it is. It's me. I'm a singer. That's what I do. From the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. And it's because of those two people upstairs in my house right now, my mom and my dad, and my dad's father, that I'm like that. I wouldn't know who I am if I didn't have that.
All right.
I really would.
Well, take us to the moment now, Corey. So we're here, the moment or thereabouts. So what's, you know, when I first saw you perform, it was with Rockadelic. You know, you had Eric, Ronnie. Who's the drummer?
Chico B.
Yeah. It's obviously the talent alone on the stage was amazing, and you know the sound was heavy and great. But take us to now. Take us to about now. So what are, you know, what is the music? What are the projects that you've recently been involved with, and where are you going now?
Recent involvement. Okay, well, so now there's always the Killer Lips. Okay, you know, because those are some of the greatest people I've ever known, and they're all my best friends. And I got the chance over the weekend to do one of their projects that had the Lacey's birthday. I got to be a part of that. I've got a project going on with revamping Rockadelic as an event band. So we won't be out in the bars and everywhere else as much as we were. We were not going to be every weekend or anything. So we're looking at bigger venues and bigger things and higher professionalism and all that stuff. So that's good. We're revamping the set list. So we're not going to be hearing a lot of the same things. There might be some pieces that we keep, you know, the things that we know are going to hit hard, that hit home, and that people are really going to love. You know, they're going to take them back because it's a classic rock band. So, you know, we're going to try to keep going with that. But I've got a project right now that I'm trying to put one of my old guitar players. I don't know if you've ever heard of Johnny Anderson. Anybody?
Yep.
Oh, love him. Oh my God, amazing, amazing.
Yep.
And he's a very good friend, and he needs to get out and hang out in the scene and do what he's really fucking amazing at. And we're gonna put a band together consisting of him, probably Paul Culligan, Paul Bowling, and a couple of other players. And I'm also trying to put together a trio act with a guy. I don't know if you guys have heard. Has anybody heard of Ryan Preston? He's about my age. He was more in the metal scene, but he also was a teacher for guitar and vocal tech. He's amazing. He's absolutely incredible. And we're going to put him into a trio act, and that's also going to consist of me and Paul Bowling and this guy Ryan. I can't wait for you guys to see him, really, because Ryan is fucking incredible. We all know that Paul is way over the top, just amazing, awesome, hits hard, hits soft, hits everything, can do harmonies, can play a bass like nobody's business. And this guy, he can stand next to him and not be behind the lights. So this is going to be pretty awesome. And we're going to be out and about probably in the next, I would say about the next 3 or 4 months. So I'm doing all that. Those projects are going to be incredible. And I can't wait to see what Rockadelic does and see what these guys do too. And I'm excited. It's going to be amazing. So
man, you are busy.
I'm so busy, and that is just that is just the project that I'm doing. I've also got 2 jobs I'm working right now, and I'm at home with my parents, and I do whatever I can for them, when I'm here. I probably sleep about 4 hours a night unless I crash hard, And about once a week, there's like the 12-hour nap, where it's just there's no stopping it.
There's something that I wanted to ask you, and I think I know what your response will be, but I just wanted to get your take on it. It seems like the last few years that a lot of the female singers that's coming out, they're stepping into singing, a lot of songs that normally guys would sing, the cover tunes and stuff. And I know that you handle it really, really well with your, real good, strong voice.
Low voice.
Yeah, well, but it's also really strong, so I'm sure that's one of the reasons why you don't have a problem with that. But have you ever run into a situation where they're like, well, why is this girl singing all these guy songs? I mean, I've seen it lately in a lot of bands that girls are fronting the band. It doesn't seem like anybody cares, which is cool. But I have been in some bands like, years and years ago where they're like, well, the girls were like, well, we don't want to do too many guy songs. We want to stick to the girls and all that kind of stuff. But it seems like things are changing now. Have you seen that? Have you gotten any feedback from people saying, how come you sing guy songs? Do you sing any girl songs?
What's funny about that, I'm glad you asked me that. The only time that I had an issue with that was when I was actually dealing with band members, and I'm not going to name any names because that's cruel and unusual and stupid. But there was somebody that I worked with that said I should stick to girl songs, and I'm like, why is that?
Really?
Because I'm female, and I guess it's just, I think it's a product of the time. I don't hold any ill will against that person as far as the opinion. But he was older, and back in the day, if you were a girl, you sang, the female lead. That's the way it worked. But I'm not a normal girl. I've got a voice that's lower than Tracy Chapman if I want it to be. I've got a 4-octave range, and then I hit my falsetto. And most of that was natural. My natural range is 3 octaves. And when I was, going back to the bio thing, when I met Patricia Foley, she met me when I was a child, and she knew where my voice was going to go. And so when I was working in choir, she would move me around. I would go to the sopranos, and then I would go over to the altos, and then she put me in the baritone section for certain things. And so for me to just do female songs is kind of asinine. It just doesn't make sense.
It seems like things have changed though lately. I mean,
it does.
I mean, there's a lot of no one cares, which is a great thing. I've noticed. I mean, you've got Yeah, you got Mary Mary, you know, and just like you said, the
I
Killer
love
Lips.
Mary Mary. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Saw them the other
like,
night. That was part of my weekend. Part of my weekend gigs.
Oh,
Mary
really?
Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've seen you all over Facebook, dude. You are the man. You're the Facebook.
No,
You're
no,
Amazing.
continue.
amazing.
Now I do. Check this out. Check this out, Corey. I've got some people buzzing me with questions, but one question stood out. I have to ask. This is a fan wanting me to ask this question of you, and the fan thinks that you may know who the fan is when I ask this question. Ask
Oh, God.
if she will ever do the Led Zeppelin medley with no bra.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to call him later. And the answer is no.
Man, that's a bit of a risque question there, Kevin. I
I
can't believe you would
know, when you're working classic rock and you're playing something like that happens.
I say
I didn't ask that question.
Okay.
Someone else asked that question. I'm just the man.
Don't worry. I'll handle that shit later. Oh, Jesus. And he did, by the way, he did that for shock value. And it's so funny to me that you picked that one out of all of it. But he did that for shock value.
Yeah, there's another fan question that is being asked, but that fan is actually asking to call in to ask that question themselves. So I'm going to let that person. We'll let them do that in a few. But anyway, let's keep talking. Greg, you brought up a good point. Because no, as far as her song arrangement, her voice, because I have been out. Yeah, I was out. I'm telling you, who else? Who was it? Audio Addiction. I saw Audio Addiction over the weekend.
Oh, Dana, God love her.
Yeah, which might have been the worst gig I was ever at. And what's funny is listen, because they will say it too. You will have to ask Ronnie his mood after that gig, because evidently where they were playing, I'm not going to call. I won't call out the venue, but the manager or someone there asked them to turn it down.
Okay.
So they are playing these heavy. Dana is singing, these heavy songs as if it's love-making time, not sex. It became a joke. I mean, it was, and everyone was playing along with it, but that just totally sucked.
So because Dana's incredible. I mean, she plays guitar. She's got a great voice. She's very personable. She's a very kind person, really, and she's good at what she does. So I mean, if they had a sound guy and it didn't go the way it should have, that's on the sound guy. I mean, you can take somebody that's amazing and fuck it up. Yeah. You can fuck it up by sound.
I don't think per se it was the sound. I just think it's audio. It's the music. It's certain songs you just have to play loud and sing loud. So anyway,
right? Yeah, absolutely. But when you've got loud, when you're supposed to sing loud, you should turn all of your level. Take your main, just push it down a little bit, so you don't bother your crowd. But at the same time, if you're doing rock is loud. Yeah. It's in your face.
It is.
And a lot of these venues that we're working with, they're not like Phoenix Hill. Okay.
Right.
It's not a big room. And so you have a problem with that. And a lot of these old players, they got an issue with that because they're used to doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Greg,
so they get mad.
Greg, let me ask you, Greg, what would have been, your band's response if you were put in that situation?
Well, here's what I think, though. I think that the bar that hired the band needs to know what they're hiring.
Absolutely.
They should know that
they had played there before. They had played at this place before.
Well, they should know they know how they are. I mean, they know that they play loud. They know you should know the bands that you're bringing into your club. If you want a cocktail lounge, then go hire a cocktail band. If you want a rock and roll band,
you trio or something like that.
expect it to be loud. So I put it on club owners in the club.
Absolutely.
Well, this
some
particular
club owners don't realize.
this
made
particular
a good point.
venue. This particular venue has a restaurant attached to the other side of the wall, if you will. You probably can figure out.
Oh, well, then I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but still, you got to know what you're hiring. And another thing, she made a good point. A good sound man, and some bar people may think that, well, it's too loud. Well, it may be the sound is harsh. It may not be so loud. It just may not be such a good mix, and it may be harsh, and they don't understand. They don't understand loud and maybe harsh. It does lay on a sound man a whole lot. But know what you're hiring, man. If you're hiring a rock band, expect it to be loud.
Exactly. We ran into that with Rockadelic a couple of times when we got into smaller venues. I'm like, look, man, you're asking for Led Zeppelin at a small, dainty, soft cue. Okay, that doesn't happen. It's like that.
You don't play Bonham with brushes.
Come on.
That's the way Hoback sounded like he was playing with brushes or his fingers. It got to that.
Poor Hoback. I love that man. I love that man. He's ran into it a lot, actually. We were, I remember being with the Killer Lips, and we were doing the fair a couple of years back, and Hoback was in Front Porch Prophets, I believe, is what it was, with Eric. That was one of his other bands. And somebody came up and said, hey, it's too loud. You're outside.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And you're telling me that there's a noise disturbance? You're telling me there's a problem? And
I had that at the fair. I had it at the fair one time.
That's where we were. And they were bothering the guy that hired all the bands. And the guy that hired all the bands is great. He hired heavy hitters. He hired the softs. He hired the great duos, trios, quartets, whatever you can name. He had everybody in there, and because the tents were so close together, somebody was complaining about noise, going back and forth between tents. I'm like, what do you want us to do? He told Hoback that they told him to tell Hoback to play with brushes. And I went to that tent, and I'm listening to Hoback, and he's the metronome he's always been. He's hitting it the right way. He's doing what he should, and it was incredible. But you could see the look on his face. He was like, I am playing with brushes.
Yeah.
But they were made, he made them, okay, to be what they needed to be. So they still created the sound, but, it all lies on the sound man, You got a tent, you've got walls, essentially.
Mm.
You got the sound man at the back of the room by the opening, and it depends on him. If I'm playing, say I'm at Tulane, okay, because we all know I did Tulane every Thursday for a long time, for almost a year. And if we were off, if Donnie wasn't at the board and we went off and started what we were doing, and it was too loud, and people would complain, it's just like, man, you hired a rock band.
Yep.
It's the bottom line. If the rock is too loud, get the fuck out. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Check this out, Corey. The next question does come from a fan who has called in and wants to, do it voice to voice.
Voice
fan.
To voice. Oh my God.
Super fan. What's your question?
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Greg. Long-time listener, first-time caller. So good to talk to you guys.
Hoorah! Hoorah!
Yeah. Hey, Corey. Miss Corey Porter, I'm a big fan of you, too. I really am. It's so good to get to talk to you.
Hi, baby. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, I was wondering, do you have any, advice, if I wanted to be a singer, what I should do? How do I break into the scene?
Wow. Oh, hey, that's a really good question. There's a lot of ways to do that, man. Let's see. The way that I did it, surprisingly, I went to Phoenix Hill, and I had a little band that I was messing around with that I found from another person, and we had one gig. But I went in there and I heard somebody else singing a song that I knew, and looked at their list and ended up working for them. What I would advise. I would tell you to go out and check out every band, whether you think they're good, whether you think they're bad, whether you think they're mediocre, whether you like the scene that they're in or not. I would go check out every single band and then decide where your aptitude is when it comes to singing whatever song that they have on their list, okay? And then I would go up and I would talk to them, and I would make friends with them, okay? And
that's great advice.
Mm-hmm. That's where you start. You want to make friends. And eventually those people are going to say, well, what do you do? What do you know? You know, they're going to get curious, you know, and then show them what you got, you know, just.
Well, that's a good question, Corey. That's a good question back.
Thank you.
So let's pose the question to the caller. Caller, fan, what do you do? And, you know, do you play an instrument? Tell us about, you know.
Yeah,
well, I mean, I have a couple other questions first, though. Corey, if you have, like, of all the gigs that you've played, like, what's your favorite gig that you've ever played?
Oh, God. I mean, oh, dear. Huh, that's a better Kevin. Ooh, that's a hard one. Let's see. God, I think I have two in mind. Yeah, I definitely have two in mind. One that was for Rockadelic and one that was for Killer Lips, actually. I had a gig with Rockadelic. We'll start there. That was at Diamonds in St. Matthews. Everything just fell together like droplets of water. The sound was perfect. The stage performance and timing was impeccable. The professionalism was at an all-time high, and the selection
even
of
with
songs.
with Chico and Eric.
Oh, come on! Those are my boys, yo. Come on. Yes,
okay.
even with them. You know, it happens. But ignore that. Don't omit that. I'm sorry. I'm going to hear about that. But the great thing was the crowd interaction, okay? That bar at that night was so packed. Oh, goodness. You probably couldn't have wedged a piece of paper between anybody in that bar at that night. And they loved everything that we did. They were singing every song. And when we got done, when we were ready to just close out for the night, and I think we were late actually closing out. I think we were supposed to end at 2:30 and we ended at like 2:45. We got a crowd response that said, one more song, and they kept going until we gave them an encore.
I think I was there for that one, Corey.
It was amazing, wasn't it? Oh, my God. It was incredible. I felt so good.
Hey, Corey.
Wait a minute, caller.
One more question.
Caller, you think you were there for that gig she's talking about?
I think I might have been, but I have one more question, if that's okay.
All right, hurry up.
I'm so sorry, Kevin. Hey, Corey, so how long did it take you to learn the lyrics to Moby Dick?
Oh, I know he was. Oh, I know he was. I've seen you recently, and I'm going to...
Oh, yeah, you got burned, Corey.
God, it's a horrible joke. I hate it.
Corey, do you know who this is?
Yes, I do. And I'm going to kill him. Don't go to Tulane, motherfucker. And don't go to the drive-in either. Hey.
Tell the story, Corey. So
that was a great gig. And even with what we ended with, the crowd was, God, they were in awe. And it really surprised me because, you know, we were a bar band, you know. And I just felt... I felt like I was on cloud nine. And
okay, well, tell the story about Moby Dick.
Oh, no. Okay. So I love classic rock, but I knew of Led Zeppelin, had some Led Zeppelin albums, but they were my mom's, and so I'm also 30. Thank you, Eric McEwen. Can we throw that out there? Thank you, Eric. Freaking never mind. I'll call him later. So I think we're at practice. Were we at practice? Yeah, I think we were at practice. No. The first time
we're
we came
at
about was at Tulane. And we were talking about what I knew about Led Zeppelin, and I think it was Eric that said, hey, you should learn the words in Moby Dick. Or it might have been Chico. Either way.
No, it was me. No, I
three
take
of them.
full credit for that.
Very good.
Hate you.
Nice.
Hate you. Hate you.
Kevin, do you know the lyrics to Moby
Anyway.
Dick?
Actually, I don't. Greg, do you? Do you know the lyrics to that, Greg?
I've played that song with Greg before.
Great.
Greg?
I was pissed. He's not saying
Greg,
anything.
I don't know if we could hear
He might be
Greg.
gone.
I don't know where he's at.
Oh, I'm here. I'm sorry. I was on mute. I was coughing and I put it on mute. Forgot. Yeah, I played that song with Eric, and I do know the words.
Do you?
Right. The words. Yeah. So I listened to the full thing at my house after Eric.
Yeah.
He said, why don't you look up Moby Dick and listen to everything and tell me what you think? So I listened to the whole thing.
Oh.
I didn't tell him what I thought until I saw him the next week.
Nice.
Oh, she just shot an arrow. That's terrible.
Oh, get there. I mean, I listened to the full version, okay? I listened to
You have to.
I'm cleaning through my room, and I'm listening, and I'm loving it, and there's no goddamn words to that motherfucking song.
Gosh.
And me being the 30-year-old, the millennial, not born in the time, I was just pissed.
Well,
ended.
unless you listen to the live version. The live version at the very beginning, Robert Plant says, "Hop on a Moby Dick," and then the song starts.
Oh, okay. So there's the word. Thanks.
That's the word.
Appreciate that. You're a year late and $1 short. Thanks. Appreciate it.
I know. That's usual.
Should have printed you before then.
Yeah.
All right, Corey.
Yeah, it's still a horrible joke.
We're wrapping up this segment. Tell us upcoming gigs, where people can find you, and tell us your social media.
My social media, there is Amelia1126 at AOL.com. There is Facebook. I do have a Facebook page. I will be putting up another Facebook page for the trio, and then the next bands I'm going to put up together that has to do with Paul Bowling. Can't wait for this. It's going to be amazing. But that will probably be in the next 2 weeks, so I'll put that up. I will be at Louisville Billiards Club on July 1st. And that is my next gig for now. Other than that, you catch me on the street, man.
On the street.
On the street.
Eric, any final comment to Corey before we sign off?
We'll kill you, Eric.
Hey, man, I just had to.
Quit laughing.
That was awesome. How funny was that?
Great voice work.
I can't believe that you're there.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, God.
Go ahead with your final comment. Come on.
Burn, yeah. Corey, you've been a good sport. You've been a great interview. We will see you soon. Greg, you got to go out and check her out live, so got to do that.
Yeah, man.
I would like to.
Everybody, come on out. Eric will be playing. I'll be playing.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Corey, thank you.
About 5 minutes.
Yeah, call Eric now. You guys, thanks so much. Eric, thanks for playing, Eric. Good guy. Good sport.
He's great.
Love you guys. See ya.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Thank you. You've been great.
Corey Porter, great segment, Greg. Fun segment.
Yeah.
Lively segment.
Lively.
And Eric
Very
adding
energetic.
a little. Yeah. Let's keep the show rolling. Thank our second guest for hanging with us while we were wrapping up the first segment, Jossie Gomez. Josie, the lovely Josie, what's up?
Hey guys, what's going on? I was enjoying that segment. It was mildly amusing.
It was hard to get a word in for a little while, for sure.
What's up, lady?
How are you doing? How are you doing tonight, Josie?
I'm doing great. I can't complain.
There you go.
Good.
It don't help most of the time anyway.
Yeah. Makes me feel
So
a little
what
better
has been up?
most days.
What has been up with you lately?
I recently broke away. Well, not recently. It's been almost a year now. Broke away from the Shane Dawson band, and I'm now doing my own thing. I'm doing a lot of acoustic work, and I'm working on putting a full band together at the moment. Playing a lot, and I just got a full-time big girl job, Bluegrass Harley Davidson. So that's been keeping me pretty busy. Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
Fun times.
And
My buddy
you
lives
actually
in Harley.
Is it still on your bucket list, Greg? Really?
Yeah, it still
I
is.
can hook you up. I'm more than happy to.
I know. I got a hookup now, so I'm getting closer.
Yeah. Well, Josie, we will. I do want to ask about the Shane Dawson band thing a little later, but let's talk to you. Let's get people caught up. You're still a youngster. I mean, you're a kid. So, how long have you been professionally playing? Take us back to when that started.
Professionally, what do you consider professionally? Like making money?
I mean, first gig.
My first gig was straight out of high school. I picked up playing with my cousin Dakota on the Paul out in Fern Creek, and funny enough, I still play that gig every other Thursday.
Yes, you do.
And so I started playing then, and really haven't stopped. It's kind of grown from there as I've gotten more comfortable around people and more comfortable performing and all that stuff. It's been a fun ride. I've learned a lot about myself and a lot about who I want to be as an artist and all that stuff. So.
And then, how long after you came out of high school and you started the music thing, did you connect with Shane?
I was with Shane for 2 years, so it was my junior year of college, I would assume. So that was 2 or 3-ish years after I'd started playing music. And it was kind of a happenstance because I'd seen him on Facebook and I'd seen his videos and I was like, hey, this guy's local and he's talented and but I never did anything with it. And then I happened to run into him at Applebee's over off of the Fern Creek exit, and I was like, hey, you're Shane Dawson. And he was like, yeah, I am. And he was like, who are you? And I was like, well, my name's Josie. You don't know me from Adam, but I'm a backup singer. If you ever need a backup singer, you should let me know. And he called like a month or two later and was like, hey, I'm looking to add some backup vocals to the band. If you're interested, you can come audition. And we went through that whole process. And I was a member of the band for, I guess, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, wow. I know that I've seen you play at Gerstl's. And you probably, I know you don't remember because you've never met me, but you were playing in the acoustic room, and I was playing over in the other room. And on break, I walked through, and I heard you guys, and I was like, man, that's that girl who used to play with Shane Dawson, and now she's broken off on her own. And I sat there all by myself, and I listened to about 2 or 3 songs, and you're really, really good. You did a great job. I just wanted to tell you. So.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I have seen you. We've actually played the same venue together.
Well, who was that, Greg?
Yeah, I like Gerstl's was a cool setup.
That's a Spare Change.
Who were you playing with?
I was playing with
Spare Change.
Spare Change.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Josie, is the country thing always been your thing? I mean.
Absolutely. Runs in my blood. I was raised out in Bullitt County. Well, I grew up off Barstown Road out in the Coppice Creek area. And the first song I ever sang, first song out of my mouth was Love Can Build a Bridge by the Judds. And then from then on, my passion for country music just kind of grew just because it hits home rather than a lot of the other genres. I don't really relate to the lyrics as much. And so, I was a big fan of the Dixie Chicks and a huge, huge, huge fan of Shania Twain. She's probably my all-time favorite. And just, Jody Messina, Faith Hill, Martina McBride, all those kinds of women, especially the 90s women, kind of shaped, me to be who I am and sing what I sing at my shows. You'll hear me singing a lot of Shania Twain, a lot of Dixie Chicks, and some Jody Messina, and even some older tunes like Dolly Parton and stuff. So country's always been my thing. I dabble in other genres, but country's definitely where my heart is.
Is the female vocals during this age of country? Are you a fan of it? Do you play it? Sing it?
I do play some of the newer stuff. I really, really like Maren Morris. At first, when I first heard her before she got famous, before she blew up, should I say, she was famous when I heard her, I was like, man, this girl, she just feel like she cusses in every song, and I was like, I don't really know if I like it. But the more I listen to her, and the more it's played on the radio, I like her, and I can do some of Kelsey Ballerini songs, but I don't like her Yeah Boy song too much. And surprisingly, I was a very, very, very big Carrie Underwood fan for the longest time, but I'm just not feeling her new stuff that's coming out. I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah, I've never heard of the other two artists that you mentioned at all.
Mary Morris or Kelsey Ballerini, they're like the up and coming. They're like my age singers.
I'm all out of touch.
Yeah,
terrible.
I haven't heard.
Kevin
I'm a big Miranda
me.
Lambert fan now.
No, I would be firing myself, Greg, because I haven't heard him either. But then again, I'm not per se a country guy.
Road bastard.
Yeah, I'm not. Country isn't my go-to, but I do enjoy listening to a lot of the local country music act. Love Josie's voice, and Josie, I met you, got to know you while you were with Shane, and I thought your voice complemented that band, lent a lot to that band. Was parting ways with Shane, was that difficult, or how did that go for you?
It was a very difficult decision. And it was a long, drawn out process. But it ended up being kind of a mutual thing. I just wasn't getting what I needed from the band, and Shane knew that. So Shane and I are still on good terms. So. But it was definitely, a big, big, big decision, and it was very hard to do because I really like all those guys. I like every guy that's been in that band. I like Regan and Greg and Jack and Chuck and Evil, and obviously I like Evil because I play with Evil now. But all those guys, they were like family to me, so it was hard to say, hey, I'm not going to come hang out every weekend anymore.
But at the same time, too, to have that be part of that, a band like that, a local band of that status, because they are very, very good on the local scene. That had to, from a learning process, creative, because Shane writes a lot of, they do a lot of original music. So were you able to be part of that process at all?
Yeah, definitely. Shane and I actually got together quite a few times and did some writing. I think we even have a few songs published that he, has, the big artist down in Nashville looking at. So hopefully one of those gets picked up. I think he and I wrote like a total of 4 or 5 songs.
Okay.
Or, something like that. But they don't sing any of them right now, I don't believe.
Well, do you have songs that you wrote now that you plan on, doing for you?
Yeah, I'm still writing now. I definitely do some work by myself, but I'm just recently trying to get with other local musicians and songwriters. I actually just reconnected with an old high school classmate of mine, and we've been writing. And it surprisingly hasn't been country. We actually wrote an R&B song last time we got together, and I'm hoping to get with her and put all of the songs that I've either helped write or written myself and put those on an EP at some point. I just haven't had time. I would have liked to have had it done by July, but probably pushed till something like the end of the year. But it's definitely on my bucket list to do.
Now that you you're doing the big girl job thing during the day, right?
Yeah.
Working.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
Holy. Yeah, it's exhausting. It just
I don't know how y'all do this.
I
don't know how y'all do this adult. I don't like this adult thing. I don't know how you guys do it.
Oh,
it really sucks.
It sucks. It's
really not fun.
Good word. Now, when you're going about putting your band together, what's the dynamics? How do you envision the band?
Well, ultimately, I'd like to have the band kind of do what Shane does, play a mix of covers and originals. But unlike what Shane does, like Shane, I got caught in the Shane loop where we're playing the same songs every weekend in the same order. And I know it's not intentional. It's just I'm learning now that I'm trying to put this band together how hard it is to get all the guys together and take a day and learn these songs. And so I understand, how that happened with Shane, but that's not what I envision. If I have a band, I would like to have us, constantly learning new songs to put into the rotation. That way, every time you're coming to a show, you're getting a different experience. Rather than if you come into the first set, you're hearing the same songs that you heard 2 weeks ago.
Amen.
So
Now,
I picked
could-
up a bass player and I picked up a drummer, and Evil's still playing lead for me, and then I'll play rhythm.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, Greg.
I was wanting to say, when picking your musicians, I think you just said you already have, but it's real important for the band to do their homework and learn the songs actually at home instead of showing up at practice and then say, well, how's that go again? And sit there and you're learning the song right there on the spot. You could be a lot more productive by learning the stuff at home. Rehearsals to rehearse.
Figure that out.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
But
That's
it's hilarious
all.
because sometimes I catch
That's a pet peeve
myself.
of mine, actually.
Sometimes I catch myself because, when I'm sitting here learning the song at home, I'm not listening to the record. I'm not listening to the actual version. I'm just listening to it as I remember it. So I'm like playing it, too fast, or I play too long on a solo part, and it messes everybody else up. And I'm like, oh, my bad, guys. Sorry. Just to be able to listen to that real quick. So,
actually, you bring up a good point. I've thought of this question lots of times, but I keep forgetting to ask it. Now, you guys, Jossie, obviously you're relatively, new to the, professional music scene, and then you got, Greg, my co-host here, who's over 30 years doing it. But I've always been curious, with every song, the covers. Start with the covers. Who takes control? I mean, obviously, there's probably somebody who's the lead of the band, but to arrange. I mean, do you actually, I guess you would just take a cover and say, all right, listen to it. This is how we're going to try to play it. But then once you get to playing it, how much of the rearranging of it actually happens, and how does that whole process take place? Let me start with Greg there.
Well, my opinion, I think it varies from band to band. It just depends on you if you're with a bunch of guys who want to do it note for note exactly how it's done on the radio or record, then you do it like that. Or if you're with some guys that say, hey, just kind of learn the song, because actually you practice the song at home, and then when you get together to rehearse, that's when you kind of put that stuff together. If there's a part left out, or somebody says, man, I'm struggling doing this, that, and the other, then y'all make a group decision. Well, we can just do it this way, or we can not do that part, or we'll do it this way. It's all depends on the group. It's the core of guys and gals you're playing with. That's a decision that's made there. There's some bands that are sticklers. Well, we're gonna, learn this song note for note, and be really stressed out on it. And there's guys who play things their own way. They take the song, they get the root of the song, and do it their own way. So it just kind of depends on the band how they want to do it.
Let me throw the same question to Jossie, because Jossie, with especially cover songs, how would you all know on a cover song that, okay, this is where the the lead guitar can extend his solo, or the bassist can or the drummer can just extend or enhance? How does that resonate, or how do you go about that mindset?
Well, we've run into a few instances when we decided to change some things about the song, but for the most part, we keep things, my drummer likes to keep things, as they are on the record. But I think it's like a kind of a sixth sense kind of thing. Like, you just have to kind of communicate. Like, if I look at Evil and he's like over there jamming out with his eyes closed and he's, getting it, then I'll just kind of know to just let him keep doing his thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of one of those things, where Evil and I've been playing together for, a year now, and, I kind of know what he's going to do, and what he's doing with his body, how his body's gonna, tell me what he's doing.
Yeah, that's a good thing to know. Yeah, it's a good thing to know live. If you play with somebody that long, you know when you can extend things, and when to keep going, and kind of play the crowd and stuff. And
that was wagging me a lot.
Oh gosh, you said that word.
Our friends in low places, I'm like, just go through it again. Let's just go again. They're still out here singing.
Yeah, that's it. So are you with the band thing, are you going to once you get the band rolling? Do you think that you'll probably concentrate harder on that rather than doing your acoustic gig, or you try to do them both, or what do you think? What's your plans in the future for that?
I think it'll be a combination of both. I know some of my guys, I don't want to be that band that plays, every Friday and Saturday in the month, because I feel like it oversaturates the market. If I'm playing tomorrow and I'm playing a week from tomorrow, then there's no reason for somebody to come out. They can just be like, oh, well, I'll just go next week. And if that kind of cycle repeats, then you really don't have people coming to your shows, rather than having all of your fans come to like a couple shows a month and having a better turnout.
That's smart.
And then I like the acoustic stuff because I can do what I want. Like if somebody comes up and says, "Hey, can you play this?" I can pull it up on my iPad, and if I know it, you doesn't have to play, and I can just play by myself, and satisfy the crowd that way. Or if a lot of the times they'll request like a classic rock tune, or maybe an alternative kind of rock, and then Evil can play it, and if I know the lyrics, then we can get by. We can kind of wing it. And I like the freedom of that. It challenges me in a lot of ways, and I think that helps me grow, and it helps me broaden my horizons than just, hey, I'm going to sing country, and that's it.
Now, what's the guitar player's name?
Evil, like Evil Knievel.
Like Evil Knievel.
Yep.
What a cool name.
Wait a minute, that's his real name?
He's named after Evil Knievel. Yeah.
Is he?
His dad used to jump cars, so he named him Evil Knievel.
No shit. Wow.
It's on his license and everything. It's crazy.
Now, who are you named after? I don't know any Josies that are stunt women. So we can probably rule that out.
I'm named after Janet Jackson's backup dancer. And the funny thing is I have 0 rhythm. Like I can't dance at all.
Are you serious? Really?
I'm so serious. Yeah.
No, I meant the name, not the dance part.
To teach me how. Oh, yeah, I'm named after Janet
both.
Jackson's backup dancer. My mom is a huge Janet Jackson fan. And Janet Jackson was like on the TV, and she introduced all of her dancers and musicians. And Josie was the name that my mom was like, oh, that's a pretty name. So.
Well, Kevin, we went to school with a Janet Jackson dancer. Don't know if you know that or not.
Actually, the guy. He's a guy.
Yeah.
You're talking about the guy? Yeah. What's his shit? What's his
name? Was Latrell Smith.
Latrell or Lavelle? I think it was Lavelle.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he was part of because there's videos of Janet that he's in. Yeah.
Wow. Brush with
so Josie, is it safe to say you might be a backup singer, but you're not going to be a backup dancer?
Yeah, that's definitely not my card.
She says she's not backing up at all.
Quickly.
She ain't backing up anybody.
No, she's fronting. She ain't backing.
Yeah, she's fronting. Yeah, Josie's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
And an even better person. Have you talked to Claire lately, Josie?
No, I haven't. I've been so busy working. I'm putting in like 50 hours a week.
She has mentioned to me a few times in the last few months that we need to go out to El Nepal and Fern Creek to surprise her, which I guess it won't be a surprise. Well, I guess it would still be a surprise, but
it won't be a surprise anymore. Way to go, Kevin.
Well, it'll still be a surprise. It'll still be. Let's as we're wrapping up this segment, this is what I'm going to rattle off what we call round of shots. This is some quick Q&A. Just have fun with it. All right. Name the first concert you attended.
Reba McEntire.
God, you are country. Oh. How does a Josie?
Backstreet Boys.
Okay. Now we're getting into Greg's genre. His favorite. Greg, you still got that Backstreet Boy poster?
Yes, I do. It's hung up in my man cave, my boy cave.
Boy. Nice. These are some quirky questions. I found these, Greg, so you'll probably hear these for the first time. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Anything chocolate.
There you go.
Chocolate.
Classic.
Greg, are you chocolate guy?
I'm down with that. I like that.
Yeah. Josie, if you could be a cartoon character for a week, who would you be?
A cartoon character for a week? Scooby-Doo.
Or a day. Scooby-Doo.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Because
isn't there a Josie in the Scooby? No, it's not Josie. What was the cartoon with Josie? I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Josie and the
and the Pussycat.
Yep.
Have you thought?
Confused.
Have you thought for a split second, Josie, of naming your band something along the Pussycat line?
No, well, the guys came up with it. They were pretty clever the other day. They came up with
What
Josie
was
and the
there?
Big Dogs.
That's the TMZ soundbite I wanted tonight, Greg. See, well, we got some earlier, but tonight I was wondering if Josie was going to give me a soundbite. She just did. The Dick Dogs. I like that. Greg, no response. Never mind.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it?
No, you were talking over her answer.
You didn't hear what she said?
They came up with Josie and the Dick Dogs.
Oh my gosh! Now I'm embarrassed.
So she just threw that in your face. All right.
I guess so.
All right. Here's one. What would you do if you were invisible for a day, Josie?
If I was invisible for a day.
Yeah.
I would probably rob a bank.
I know, but you rob a bank, wouldn't people see like the money still being
floating around?
They'd just be floating money.
Yeah, I know, but what would they? Yeah, call Ghostbusters at that point.
Who would they blame it on?
But yeah, who would they blame it on? Yeah, Greg,
you'd have
what
to
would
walk
you?
around. I'd walk around naked because if you didn't,
you'd have to
shirt and yeah, because your shirt and would be floating.
So
I'd
you'd
rob
be
a bank
naked.
then.
Yeah, you'd rob a bank naked. All right, there's our visual for the night, everyone.
I'm invisible.
You're invisible.
Yeah, stick them up. Stick them up.
During a gig, Josie.
I'm sorry.
What's one of your pet peeves while playing?
Well, we get this a lot when we're at rehearsals, but when we're on the patio, people tend to be a little inebriated. And they run into our equipment, or they step on the stage, or they fall on the stage, or fall on.
It is right by that doorway. Yeah.
And another pet peeve that I have is when they talk over the music. They're trying to have conversation. So they're yelling.
Oh, I hate that.
And I'm like, not everybody in the bar wants to hear your conversation.
That drives me crazy. That does. As someone in the audience, that drives me flipping crazy. All right. What do you think is the greatest invention of all time? Obviously, something that was invented that you probably can't live without.
The greatest invention of all time. Absolutely, positively, the internet.
Oh.
If I'm being honest, I spend half of my day Googling how to do my job.
Yeah.
What's the other part of your day? Working?
Actually doing my job.
Doing your job. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Hopefully my boss isn't listening.
All right. Cake or pie?
No, this is a struggle. This is a real struggle for me. Every time I walk in the homemade ice cream pie kitchen, this is the struggle that I'm faced with. And it's literally a 50-50. They have chocolate chip pecan pie, and they have chocolate cake with chocolate icing. I really don't ever know which one to pick. It's really hard.
Right.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with just half and half. If I can have half piece of pie and half piece of cake, then I'm good.
Yeah, that's a lame answer, but all right, we'll accept that.
I like the answer. I'm down with that.
All right. When you sleep, Josie, do you sleep with your sheets tucked in or out?
With my
Not
feet
trying to be
tucked in
too personal.
or out?
No, with your sheets tucked in. Is the sheets tucked in, or under the, or is it? Sheets, not feet. Well, you can go on and answer the feet question too.
Feet are tucked in. My feet are tucked in, and my sheets are out because I got to be able to have the option of throwing a leg out if I get too hot.
Just one, right? One leg, not both.
One leg, only one leg. I can't get then I get too cold. I gotta stick the other leg back in.
You're high maintenance. What is your favorite movie quote?
My favorite movie quote. I like the one from She's the Man. Either of you seen She's the Man?
No.
No. Is that Amanda Bynes? Wasn't it like she plays soccer or something like that?
Yes. Yeah.
I do.
Well,
I have kids.
She's talking to She's talking to some the bitch in the show. She's talking to some guy, and she's like, "Girls with asses like mine don't talk to boys with faces like yours." That's probably my favorite movie quote.
Oh,
I use it quite often.
I use it. Are you bragging on your ass? Is that what you're basically saying, Josie?
Well, it's just when unwanted people are hitting on me.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I'm not going to say I don't have a nice ass, but you know.
I was gonna say, we do appreciate facts on this show. I mean, for the record, so.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Yeah, it's a fact. Greg, what's your favorite movie quote?
Oh man, I don't have one.
Say hello
I really
to my
don't.
little friend.
No. I just not a big movie buff person, you know.
Okay.
Oh, I love movies.
Not one of those. One of the. Do you have a what? Not. Is one of your favorite quotes from one of those free internet movies?
No,
Never.
man. I actually answered that question last week, and I can't remember what I told you.
I can't remember that.
Follow the
right.
yellow brick road.
The yellow, okay. All right, that's a good one. All right, Josie, who is your celebrity crush these days?
Celebrity. Sadly, it's still Shamar Moore. He's like way too old for me, but like I still think he's so good looking.
He's a good looking guy. That's the guy. Is that the guy on Criminal Minds?
He's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy. I have no problem saying
He's the guy that my wife will say, ooh.
Ooh.
And I'll say,
ooh.
Oh, yes, she must like him.
Ooh. How about you, Greg?
All right. Yeah.
What's that?
What's you? What's yours? Is yours the same, Greg? Or you got your own?
No. Yeah, he's pretty hot though. No, I think I don't know her name, but it's the girl from Modern Family. The what is she? The Cuban girl or
Sophia Vergara or whatever her name is.
Yes, Sophia. Yes. My gosh.
That's a good.
I have to say ooh.
Piss me off.
I have to say ooh.
Correct.
Ooh.
Ooh. You say ooh. All right, Josie.
Kevin, who's your celebrity crush is what I really want to know, though.
My celebrity crush. That's a good question. It's not Donald Trump. We can say that. How about that? Anyways,
okay.
Because he's still a celebrity, no matter what we say. All right. My little political statement there. Josie, what personal trait has gotten you in the most trouble?
Personal trait. My honesty. Is that a trait? Like a trait, right?
Yeah. I mean,
honesty gets me in trouble a lot because I'm too honest with people or I'm too blunt with people and they don't really like it. I keep my circle small, you know.
Well, tough on them if they don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Tough on them.
You either like me or you don't, and if you don't, then it's your loss.
All right,
last
like that one.
Trait. That's a good trait.
Last one. What's your favorite thing to do on a rainy day? If you go on and say it,
or watch movies.
Spend your time with your boyfriend. I like to cuddle up with my boyfriend and watch Netflix.
I do.
I know you do.
We don't watch Netflix. I'm too cheap to pay for that. We watch movies and take naps quite a bit.
There you go. Quite a bit.
Yeah. That's why I'm a movie buff.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I got a few things about the free website movies. He's watching The Wizard of Oz. You should be watching something a little newer than The Wizard of Oz.
No doubt.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's only been a billion movies that came out between then and now.
Well, I was kind of going for the ones that all the heavy breathing, but I'm digress. See, that's that. Never mind. All right, Josie, share with us upcoming gigs. What you got coming up?
Upcoming gigs. I have a gig tomorrow. I'm playing Nashville Night at the Levee. Going on around 9:15. But there's some cool guys that are playing before me. I think there's 2 other acts before me. Thursday, I'll be at the El Nepal in Fern Creek from 6 to 9. And they have like a really good special on the margaritas. I think they're like $1.99 or something crazy.
Uh-huh.
And then Friday, I will be in the same parking lot as the El Nepal, but I'll be at Fern Creek Sports Bar and Grill from 8:30 to 11:30. Playing over there. I like that bar a lot. So those are the next shows I got coming up.
Very cool.
Very busy.
Social media, where can people connect with you?
social media, it's pretty easy to find, but it's only easy to find if you know how to spell my name right, which you can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Jossie Lauren, JossieLauren. And you can find my Facebook under either Jossie Lauren is my personal one or Jossie Lauren Music is my music Instagram.
Cool.
Those are the only two social medias I have.
That's all you need, right?
On,
For now.
I was doing the whole Twitter thing for a while, and it got to be so exhausting to hashtag everything.
People are going crazy with the hashtags on Facebook now. It's kind of it's as bad as and Instagram too. So I mean that whole hashtag thing.
I hate doing social media because that's my job now at work. I go and do social media for Bluegrass, and then I come home and I don't feel like doing my own social media. I'm like, this is too much. So, but my schedule stay pretty updated on both of those social media accounts, and I'd love to see a few new faces at some shows or some familiar faces, Kevin and Claire.
We need to do that, Kevin. Yeah, I will. Claire and I will pop in very soon. Greg's already seen you, but the next time, Greg, you'll have to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, don't be shy. I look intimidating, but I'm really not.
I actually, when you were playing, I looked at you and I gave you like the thumbs up, and I said, "You sound really good," and you smiled and said, "Thanks."
Aw. Smiled and said, "Thanks."
That sounds like me. I'm a woman of very little words.
All right, Jossie.
I'm on break.
Jossie, always good to talk to you. We will hang out very soon. Actually, I might be checking in at the Levee tomorrow night. So I've been invited to go hang out there. So, all right, good talking to you, lady. Wish you the best. Anything you need from us, holla.
All right, I appreciate it, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right, Jossie Gomez. Wow, Greg, full show. All started with the one and only Corey Porter came on, and great segment, fun segment. And Q came on and added a lot of flavor at the end of that, which was cool. And then Jossie Gomez wrapping it up. Let me
very smart.
Quick shout outs. Yeah, that's a good comment. Social media. You can find our shows on iTunes and YouTube. Twitter at The Shooting Lip. You can like us, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Greg, again, you've got a gig this Saturday. You're one of the chickens.
Actually, I do not. No.
No. Well, the following Saturday. It's a following Saturday. Okay.
The following Saturday. Yes, sir.
Got you. All right. So,
come on out to Gerstle for the Brian Fox and the Good Chicken Show.
Yes, and then you got a vacation coming up
with a hoop. Yes, I do.
It was. Yeah. We'll talk about that as well. All right, Greg, for my buddy Greg Unthank, Kevin Hale, wishing everyone a great Tuesday night and a great, even better Wednesday and rest of the week. Peace out, Louisville.
Peace out, Louisville.
Good night. Good night.